Alright, so we looked at the D shape triad and we looked at the B minor triad, and we're in the key of D. So let's look at a progression in the key of D that's pretty common, and that would be D, which would be the 1 chord, and then A, which would be the 5 chord. The 6 minor chord would be B minor, and then the 4 chord would be F. And this is just all sorts of songs. You know, probably one of the most recognizable ones would be Blessed Be Your Name, which is actually With or Without You by U2. Most of the time you're going to hear Blessed Be Your Name probably up in A or even B, maybe G. D would be probably a girl key, not meaning like girl like wimpy, but girl like vocal range. But let's look at this progression here. So it goes to A, then B minor, G. So let's figure out how to make triads to make those shapes happen. And let's do this. Let's go up to our D shape up here, which is the first inversion with the 3rd and the bass. So we've got the D shape right here. Now, what we don't want to do is we don't want to make a G-shaped triad out of this same inversion, because we're going to have to slide either clear down here or clear up here. And that's a lot of jumping around. So what we want to do is we want to look for an inversion of the D triad, or the G triad, that's close to the D. And one of them that's close is the root position G triad. So we go from here to this, from this D triad to the G triad right there. Alright? Another chord we want to look for is the A triad. And so we're here, and a close triad there is right there. So we've got D, G, A, alright, and we still need our minor chord, our 6th minor chord, which is B minor, and we can either go down here or up here. And so let's see what this sounds like as we play this over top of actual chords. A minor, so you get the idea, and one thing I was just doing there is just simply arpeggiating, breaking up the chords. It sounded a little square, but it wasn't bad. And if you think about all the applications of this, you know, you could be up here with 2 guitar players, one chunking away like the loop was doing there, and then the other one actually, you know, doing this kind of arpeggiating triad stuff. And especially if you've got electric guitar, that's going to help a lot with the tone. You can put a little dirt on it. The sustain is going to help. Alright, so let's look at a couple other ways to do this. Let's say we start with this down here. And then we have our A. Alright, and then our D, we can just slide up here. I'm sorry, our G is right here. And our B minor is right here. So our 1 chord, 5 chord, our 6 minor chord, and then this is awesome. You just put your first finger down, or your second finger down, and you've got your 4 chords. So let's give that a try. Alright, so let's give it a try down here. Here we go. The 1 chord, the 5 chord, the 6 minor, strumming. Alright, so you can see how these triads can be useful. And with electric guitar, acoustic guitar, with two guitar players, or if you've got a piano player that's hanging out in the middle there, you can do a lot of cool stuff. I mean, you can either play it over on top of a bass line going on, and it can be really cool, just this low thing going on up here, this high thing up here, and the drums are just kind of in the sonic middle, and create some nice sounds that way. But in the next entry, we're going to talk about actually just using one chord, one triad shape, and modifying it to create a whole sound of all four chords. And so stay tuned for that. Thanks.